And the reason we are going to be playing American Truck Sim, as I mentioned during the intro, is that I need something to do while I talk. I used to go for walks, do little walking streams, you know, but obviously I don't want to do my actual exercise on stream because it's very difficult to talk while doing that. And I shouldn't really be going out just, you know, for no reason like that. So we're trying this as a new backdrop, I guess, is the term. Interesting. So mainly what I wanted to talk about today was my DBFZ wishlist. It took us a bit to get to this point where I could talk about it, because this game is fucked. I thought I'd be able to just sandbox it. I thought there'd just be a sandbox mode. I didn't think I'd have to play the game to get to sandbox mode. I just wanted to drive this whole fucking time, but no. I have to actually own my own fucking truck. So. Oh, we're going downhill now. Oh, whatever, we're speeding by 2 miles per hour, 3 miles per hour, whatever. So. DBFZ. The base roster of DBFZ has not gained like any new moves or anything since release, right? They have, except Ginyu. Ginyu gained a new level 3. But for the most part, it's stayed like what it is, right? And they've given new stuff like Super Saiyan Goku has like that ground bounce now from Season 2 and stuff like that. And Golden Freezer obviously trained drastically from release. But for the most part, characters have stayed pretty samey. And that's kind of been my main problem with DBFZ. For the most part, is the characters are a bit samey. Like, I come from Marvel, right? Marvel vs. Capcom 3 was my main fighting game for a very long time. This truck is struggling with this hill. And so, in Marvel vs. Capcom 3, if you've never played it, characters are completely off the walls, right? Air momentum is not a universal mechanic in Marvel vs. Capcom 3. Characters can have no air dash, they can have a forward and backwards air dash, they can have a 4-way air dash, where they can go up and down as well, or they can have an 8-way air dash, where they can air dash in every direction, right? So like that's the level of wackiness you're starting with in Marvel vs. Capcom 3. And a decent portion of the cast is installs as well. Dante and Virgil both have Devil Trigger, obviously. There's Arthur with gold armor, which is a very iconic one. There's Morrigan Astral Vision, basically an install. She gets a duplicate of herself that mirrors all her actions behind the opponent. There's a lot of really cool stuff like that in Marvel vs. Capcom 3, and it just really, for the most part, isn't in Dragon Ball. There's a lot of cool characters, but like to make up for that, they're just missing stuff, you know, right? And they've kind of worked up through that over the seasons. Like Nappa is significantly better than he was in Season 1. Nappa was not a character in Season 1 launch, you know? Golden Freezer didn't really do anything on launch. And so that's why I think Turles is a great choice for DLC for DBFZ, right? Why would I say that? Why would anyone request Turles? Well, first of all, I think Turles is actually cool. Obviously, his design sucks. It's super phoned in. He looks like Goku for like no good reason, you know? Tree of Might does not do a very good job justifying why he looks like Goku. But if you ignore the fact he looks like Goku, a Saiyan space pirate is like a really cool base for a character, you know, and he's got a cool cape and stuff. He's got his own little pirate band. They go around stealing fruit. That's a very traditional pirate thing to do, stealing fruit and spices, you know? So just based on that, you know, I think he's cool. I think he's like held back by the fact that he has a shit design, but he's cool apart from that. And you know, he's very vicious in Tree of Might as well. He's got cool moves where he like stomps on Goku's head and just shoots him in the back a bunch. But mainly, I think the Fruit of Might would make for a really cool moveset, right? Because Turles has his cool fruit. And you'd be able to eat it and get cool buffs and stuff, right? And Fruit Install is just like a really cool phrase to say, you know? Cool little cinematic where you spend 3 bars, he takes a big bite of the fruit, and gets like little jacked. And then, you know, better property on his moves and stuff. It'd be great. And maybe you could even have it that he can eat the fruit more times. Because it's implied he's eaten the fruit at least once before. The fact he, like, knows what the fruit is at all kind of indicates he's eaten it, to be honest. And it's cool that, like, they added in all this lore in, like, Xenoverse 2 for the Fruit of Might. Because King Kai, during the first Tree of Might movie, says, like, oh, the Fruit of Might is intended only for the gods to eat. And of course, like, Supreme Kai and stuff didn't exist. Gods of Destruction didn't exist when Tree of Might was made. Not even a speck in Toriyama's mind about them. And then in Xenoverse 2, old Kai is like, oi, Why is that mortal eating the fruit of might? So I thought that was neat. And his plan, of course, is to eat enough fruit to go beat up Frieza, right? Tree of Might is a pretty good movie. Like I said, apart from the fact that he looks like Goku for no good reason, I think it's a really strong movie. I think all the early Dragon Ball movies have like weak villains, but really good animation. Like, no one gives a shit about Garlic Jr., but I think Dead Zone is really pretty. But yeah, so I think Telos would be cool. You could even, if you really, really needed to give him his goons as, like, summons. You wouldn't need to, and no one really cares about Telos' goons anyway, so not the best idea, but you could do it if you needed to. And, yeah. Give him that cool OTG move where he just stomps on your head and shoots the ground a bunch. People like OTG moves in Dragon Ball FighterZ. Would be great. But I know everyone is going to get super mad at me saying I want Telos. And you know, there's no way they'd actually give him a fruit install based on how they've handled characters so far. Like, the fact Broly goes back to Wrathful after going into Legendary Super Saiyan for his Super is, like, so sad. So what would actually happen if they put Telos in was he'd eat the fruit in his intro, and you wouldn't get to eat the fruit as a Super or anything. And that would be really sad. But, in, you know, my wild dreams, I want him to have a level up mechanic where he can eat the fruit a bunch of times to power up. Yeah, train. Everyone loves trains. I would also really like Raditz. Raditz I've been a big proponent of since Season 1. I thought he would be in Season 1, and then I thought he'd be in Season 2, and he's still not here. So, you know, we're kind of Raditzless at the moment. I thought for sure the brown character slot in Season 2 was going to be Raditz. It ended up being GT Goku. You know, I couldn't really predict GT Goku. I don't think anyone was predicting base GT Goku, you know? Super Saiyan 4, sure, lots of people predicted that. No one predicted base. But yeah, I think Raditz is just cool, you know? I like base Saiyans. I like when they have their tails and stuff. Raditz is like the only one who actually used his tail. He slapped... Oh, we discovered Barstow. Good for us. He slapped Krillin with it. That could be a cool, like, standing light. Tail slap. Obviously, base Goku used his tail as well. Kid Goku, rather, not base Goku. But for the most part, it was just Raditz. Yeah, Super Saiyan 4 just being a cinematic is really sad. I don't really know why they did that. I don't know what they were thinking. But yeah, I think, you know, Raditz would be cool. Gamers have done a lot to develop Raditz's character over the years. It's kind of like how Android 17 actually has a super from video games that he hasn't actually done in the anime or manga. I think they could do stuff for Raditz like that. And, you know, gamers have kind of characterized him as, like, kind of an okay dude who has, like, a massive inferiority complex because he's lived with fucking Vegeta his entire life. And living with Vegeta your entire life will give anyone a massive inferiority complex. Oh shit, did they get pulled over? Damn. What were they transporting, I wonder? And yeah, that's just cool. He'd have cool, like, intro quotes and stuff. Maybe his intro could even be killing the farmer. Hey. How did you time that so well, Matt? Yeah, farmer with shotgun for Season 3. In Raditz's intro. Raditz will kill him in the intro. That'd be a sick intro, right? And we could Piccolo could finally have a dramatic finish. And we could all finally start calling Happy Birthdays Double Sundays. I've been trying to call them Double Sundays, but it hasn't really been catching on. I think it's a great Dragon Ball name for them. Happy Birthdays didn't even make sense in Marvel, you know? We should all be saying Double Sunday. Or Weekends if you hit all three characters. But yeah, I like Tails a lot. I like cool warrior races a lot. And like there's a lot of Saiyans in DBFZ, right? But not a lot of them are like proud Saiyans, you know? Not a lot of them care about their Saiyan heritage. Dododoya came up with that. I mean, lots of people came up with that. It's just what Raditz calls... It's just Raditz's move where he hits Piccolo and Goku. His double beam. So, like, a ton of people had the idea of calling it that in DBFZ. This truck is really slow going up this hill. Can't really blame it. Charlotte would be cool as well. Like I said, I want Saiyans that are, like, proud Saiyan warriors, you know? That's what I want. I like Tails. I like them when they're cool warriors. Actually, you know who could be cool? As you've probably seen from my intro with the Ozaru Bardock, I really... Look, it's hard to not default to the left, right? I'm Australian. I really like Ozaru, right? And I really thought Vegeta would have an Ozaru mode, where he goes, like, Great Ape and, like, does some cool stuff. And he didn't have that. And I was like, alright, you know, that's fair. I guess that could be annoying. And then, the car almost smashed into me. In, Grand Blue Versus, they have a character with a giant boss mode for their super. And I was like, what the fuck? What the fuck? Why didn't you give Vegeta base, why didn't you give base Vegeta Great Ape if you were gonna do that later? It makes me so sad. It makes me so sad. I loved Yggdrasil in, Grand Blue Versus. But I really want Great Ape Vegeta, but they didn't do it. And they're obviously not going to do new moves to old characters at this point unless they do Dragon Ball FighterZ 2. So, my completely off the walls, never going to happen DLC character suggestion. That's absolutely never going to happen. And this isn't Turles. if like Turles is not the never going to happen character suggestion, that's pretty wild, right? I think they could do Kumba. Kumba from Dragon Ball Heroes is the last character I can think of that's shown Great Ape in like in an actual thing, right? Raditz has never actually gone Great Ape. Charlotte has never gone Great Ape. Turles never went Great Ape. Kumba did. Kumba has a cool design. He's like evil, Saiyan, Berserk. He's super edgy. And he goes Golden Great Ape. Mr. Turner? No, I didn't. Did I? Did I? Hang on. Oh shit, I did. Alright, we're taking a big round trip here. Yeah, exactly. Combat doesn't make any sense whatsoever, but he's really cool looking. Yeah, obviously I took the long route so we could talk longer about DBFZ wishlisting. So yeah, I think Kumba could be cool. I don't expect him to ever happen, so I'm not really counting him as part of my wish list, but I think Kumba is like the last chance for a Great Ape Super in DBFZ, right? Unless they do DBFZ 2 and give it to base Vegeta then. My actual last request for DBFZ Season 3 wish listing is Toppo. For a similar reason to Turles. Because I think doing regular Toppo and then giving him Hakaishin install would be really cool. You spend 3 bars and he like rips his shirt off and he's like, justice is meaningless. And goes full God of Destruction mode. It would be really cool. I love installs. I love spending meter to be cool, right? I don't really like spending meter on cinematics and stuff. I'll do it, obviously. I'm not going to not do it in a game where I play it. But if I can like pick a character where that I like and I can spend meter on improving myself rather than just doing damage, I like that a lot. In Marvel vs. Capcom 3, I played a lot of Virgil and a lot of Frank West. And if you know anything about Marvel vs. Capcom 3, you know Virgil is really good at spending meter, but he doesn't really spend it on just cinematic supers, you know? He spends it on Spiral Swords, which summons a sword belt around him, and on Devil Trigger, which is a lot of cool stuff. And Frank West is a full-on level-up character. Much more level-up based than Adult Gohan, or anything in the DFC, really. So really, that's what I want for DBFZ. I want the ability to spend meter on doing stuff. It makes me sad that I can't do that in DBFZ, you know? Like, Super Saiyan Goku should have a Super Saiyan 3 install, Blue Goku should have a Kaioken install, Bardock could have a Super Saiyan install, that would have been good. Obviously, we don't need Goku to start base and go to Super Saiyan Blue by spending a bar every time, right? But a lot of these characters could just, you know, they could be basically the same and have an install, you know? You don't need to do like Super Saiyan 2 Goku or anything. You can just do Super Saiyan 3 Goku or Super Saiyan Bardock. Rage Trunks would have been cool as well. Take away from the character. Why? Basically, I just want, like, entirely different school of character design than the one we got for Dragon Ball FighterZ. I still love the game, but like I feel almost like restricted by the characters at times instead of enabled, I guess. Well, installs aren't just damage buffs. I think you're thinking of it in like too restrictive of a term. Like, Virgil gains, like, an air dash from his and red health regen. Dante gains red health regen and gets 2 new special moves. It doesn't have to be just a flat damage buff. And you wouldn't just be giving it to the character. Like, don't think of it as the character as he is now, but with an install tacked on. I think that's about, like, it's part of the problem of people thinking of how people think about anchors in Dragon Ball, I think, as well. Most characters in DBFZ are, like, not good anchors, you know? There's not characters that you actually want on anchor, for the most part. Except maybe Frieza, you know? But, like, pretty much every character you are reluctantly putting on anchor, you know? A lot of people, when they see my Super Broly anchor, are like, oh, but Super Broly would be better with assists. And it's like, yeah, every character would be better with assists. You know? Someone's gotta be on anchor. And I'm putting him there because he's got my best assists, so I want to use his assists the most. So it almost always ends up being, in DBFZ, you put the character with the best assists last. Because you don't want any of your 3 characters to be last. But you have to put someone there. You don't have a choice to not put someone on anchor. Super Broly will do a ton of damage and kill you if he hits you with a medium. But he has a really hard time actually hitting that medium, you know? But like everyone has a hard time hitting you on anchor, you know? You're behind in neutral, most anchor characters have like no mix on their own, you know, that isn't reactable. You've got like 6M and Dragon Rush, right? Trunks is like one of the few characters who can mix on anchor if he's in Spark. But even if he's not in Spark, you're still taking risks by doing any of his mix. That's just how DBFZ is, really. And it's not a problem with that, it's just like, I wanted Marvel, and I didn't get Marvel. I got a perfectly fine game instead, but I wanted Marvel. And I still like DBFZ a lot. Obviously, I've played it for over 2 years now, but I still miss Marvel. And like Marvel Infinite as well, they gave like more moves to every character. Except Dante. Dante was not allowed new moves. But like Doctor Strange gained a ton, Frank West gained a ton. Dante didn't really have any new moves they could give him. They kind of like used up most of the source material. Unless they were going to give him Doppelganger or Quicksilver, they couldn't really give him anything. I would have liked DMC4 Dante and Infinite. That would have been really cool. But people would have complained about multiple Dantes, even though he deserves it. Even though he deserves it. They've done a very good job, like, making characters more unique in DBFZ as well, in terms of, like, the DLC. Like, Season 2, I think every character was pretty cool. They were mostly bad, right? But, like, they were pretty cool, at least. You can be bad and cool, and you can be good and boring. I think like GT Goku was really unique, to be honest, like even though he was fucked. And like Videl had cool stuff. Janemba obviously really unique. And then Gogeta and Broly I think had cool stuff. But I want more. Really, I'm only going to be satisfied with a new Marvel game, but for now, I'm going to sit here and beg for Turles and Kumba with dumb buff-up moves, please. It's not going to happen, but... I also think Buhan would be pretty cool. Yeah, I played a lot of Infinite. I was like one of the biggest streamers for Infinite. That's how I started getting followers. I streamed Xenoverse for most of 2017. And I was like peaking at like 8, 10 viewers, that kind of stuff. And then Infinite came out, and I started peaking at around like 45 viewers. And then DBFZ came out, and I dropped back down to like 5 viewers because the Marvel players wanted Marvel, not Dragon Ball. And then I met Tatsu. And through the power of nepotism, I ended up at like averaging 100 viewers. I played Thor Dante for most of Infinite. I really liked Winter Soldier, but he was like too painful for my hands doing gun loops. And I really like Sigma as well, actually. These days I'd probably play Monster Hunter as well. Thor Monster Hunter I think would be cool. Or Dante Monster Hunter. Dante is cursed by being so fun, is really Dante's problem. It's not often that like a character is top tier just because they're so versatile, you know? Normally a top tier character has like a few strong options, you know? And then Dante's just top tier because Dante just does everything. And it's like, why wouldn't you want to play Dante? He does everything. Anything you'd want in a fighting game character, Dante does it. And in MVC3 he had like arguably one of the best assists in the game. Not arguably one of the best assists in the game. Straight up one of the best assists in the game. And he was still so fun. Devil May Cry characters, I swear. That's why I want them to do Capcom vs. Capcom, so they can just put the entire playable roster of Devil May Cry in. You know, give us like 3 Dantes. Virgil, Nero, V, Lady, Trish. Give us all of them. I want all of them. They're all so fun. And you can't do that with Marvel vs. Capcom. There's not enough slots on the Capcom side to do the entire roster of Devil May Cry. Oh, imagine spending fucking 5 bars to go into Sin Devil Trigger with Dante or Virgil. That'd be so cool. Like a hyper install. So cool. Part of why I'm enjoying Killer Instinct is like the characters are so unique as well. I really, really value like uniqueness in characters. A lot of games will have like strong universal mechanics and characters built around those, and that's fine. King of Fighters is like that, you know, Dragon Ball is like that. A lot of fighting games are like that, but I really like games with like a few universal mechanics and then the rest of the roster is like go nuts. That's probably why I'm enjoying Stories at the moment, actually, as well, in Granblue. He's very different from the rest. And has an install. The Kid Buu guide was pretty good. I'm glad so many people like that. Chris Matrix was, like, asking me Kid Buu questions for, like, a couple of weeks after that. Yeah, so there you go. There's 3 slots left, so obviously I can't get my whole wish list because I said 5 characters, but Turles with fruit install. If no fruit install, I don't want Turles. If he just eats the fruit in his intro, no deal. That's not good enough. Raditz Cumber with Great Ape. No Great Ape, no Cumber, no deal. Topo with God of Destruction install. Topo's just kind of boring without God of Destruction, you know? I'm gonna cut this guy off. Cumber from Dragon Ball Heroes. You almost certainly don't know him. He's got a cool looking, giant, Saiyan looking design though. Ah! We were going around on the highway for so long that I forgot how to drive. Fuck, we were meant to stop there. Fuck, what do I do now? Oh. Oh. How did I go over that? Oh no, this is so bad. Oh, now we're hella stuck. I fucked it so badly. Oh my god. We're I fucked this so much. What are my other camera views?
Hey!
Thank you for the 100 bits, Matt. We did it! We did it! We did it! This part's definitely going on the DBFZ wishlist video. Did we not do it? We didn't do it. We almost did it. Yeah, Matt's my second longest running sub. After Blizzard films, not after Nightbot. We did it! Yeah! Let's play it safe. Reverse a bit. I reversed too far. There we go. Yay, we did it. So yeah, in conclusion, wishlist for DBFZ. Turles with fruit. Raditz. Combo with Great Ape. I guess Combo could actually be cool regardless of Great Ape. But I really want the Great Ape. I want a Great Ape in DBFZ. Please, any Great Ape. Any Great Ape. You figure Turles or Raditz Great Ape? Perfect. Raditz has a great Great Ape design actually. He's got his cool long hair still. Excellent. Topo, we've got a Destruction. Or just Super Buhan in general. Because Buhan could go like with the ghosts as like little mini Ginyu Force guys. Like maybe he could go and shoot at a ghost that would like suicide into you, or a ghost that would do the little Kamehameha or Masengo. Right? As like a little one-hit beam or something like that. That could be cool. And the boos all have like, you know, cool normals and stuff. Great Ape Baby would work, I guess. He's not really a Saiyan though, so he doesn't really have the same like great apeness to him that the others do, you know? But he could work, I guess. Great Apes is pretty like important to Kumba, because he's Golden Great Ape. But yeah. Probably no one. So yeah, that's the wish list. Alright, we have another skill point now. Let's go fuel the